They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do. They use force to make you do what the deciders have decided you must do.
Is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
And I encourage free thought, even if I don't agree with it, because free thought happens to be legal still. And when Hillary Clinton gets elected president, it probably won't be. So let's do it.
Senator Clinton, this is the same person who has taken more money from lobbyists than any other candidate, Democratic or Republican. Taking more money from drug company lobbyists and insurance company lobbyists. This is the same person who says she's voting for the Colombia trade deal. Turns out that her top advisor, her top strategist, was working for the Colombian government to get the bill passed. This is the same person who spent a decade with her husband campaigning for NAFTA, and now goes around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA. This is the same person who took money from financial folks on Wall Street and then voted for a bankruptcy bill that makes it harder for folks right here in Pennsylvania to get a fair shake. Hillary Clinton's out there, you know, like she's out in the duck blind every Sunday.
Remember here,
she's packing a
the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago. And we did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia. And we went to work. And it was President Reagan, in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen, and that's great. Let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam so that we can go beat the Soviet Union.
Of course, the Dancing with the Stars version of the story. The U.S. backed the Mujahideen in response to the Soviet invasion of December of 1979. You might want to run that version by Robert Gates, director of the CIA under Ronald Reagan and George Bush Sr., and Secretary of Defense under both George W. Bush and Barack Obama, because in his memoir entitled From the Shadows, he revealed that the U.S. actually began the covert operation 6 months prior, with the express intent of drawing in the Soviets. Oops. And they still haven't learned their lesson. Speaking of Al-Qaeda, if you do a Google search for jet fuel maximum burning temperature, you'll find an article from popularmechanics.com informing you that under ideal conditions jet fuel tops out at 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit, and that steel melts at 2,750 degrees. They go on to explain how it isn't a problem because for the towers to collapse, their steel frames didn't need to melt. Trouble is, the steel did melt. Of course, little details like the laws of physics never got in the way of a good story. Oh, by the way, did you ever find anyone who could credibly explain how the third building, World Trade Center Building 7, fell straight down at 5:21 p.m. that day, though it was not hit by any plane? And did they ever explain how the BBC reported this event 26 minutes before it actually happened?
The information that I am about to relay to you is the most grave that I have ever reported in my 21 years on air. It is so Armageddon in nature that I find it hard to believe this is actually happening in the year 2016. The United States, hijacked by globalist forces, has openly in the last week declared de facto war against Russia.
Haven't we sent a message yet to Putin?
We're sending a message.
The United States military will stop you
and we will beat you harder than you've ever been beaten before.
Russia's hacked into a lot of things. China's hacked into a lot of things. Russia even hacked into the Democratic National Committee. We will be ready with serious political, economic, and military responses.
The message is sent that he'll know it. It'll be at the time of our choosing and under the circumstances that have the greatest impact.
Right now, Senator, for us to control all of the airspace in Syria would require us to go to war against Syria and Russia.
I think it would be great if we got along with Russia, because we could fight ISIS together, as an example.
We could slide into nuclear war very quickly from her declared policy in Syria. So I won't sleep well at night if Donald Trump is elected, but I sure won't sleep well at night if Hillary Clinton is elected.
Future high-end war between nation states or great powers, very highly lethal, unlike anything our Army has experienced, at least since World War II.
So a message is going to be sent. Will the public know it?
I hope not.
Just like you heard in the beginning, it's funny that Obama comes out in 2008 and is basically saying what she's doing is evil, she's a lobbyist, she's taking money from big banks. Donald Trump is saying the same shit and people are up in arms about him. Then they're saying that they take no prisoner type attitude. You mess with us, we're going to come in harder. You hack us, we're going to drop bombs on you. We're not taking no shit from nobody. And you American people out there, the average person that watches the news, you're influenced by this shit. You don't believe there's going to be a nuclear war or really have a war. But what it sounds like is, even Putin is saying, you're threatening us. You're basically saying, you're poking at us, you're poking at us, you're poking at us. And there's not too many times you can poke somebody until they fight back. And do you guys really want a nuclear war, World War III? If that shit ever happens, if it does happen in my lifetime or it happens in the next couple of years, America and Russia will be dead. They'll just blow shit up, and that's it. We almost had a nuclear war during the Cold War. It almost happened. You know, between America and Russia, we have a combined of like 14,000 nuclear weapons. Do we really need 14 or 15,000 nuclear weapons combined between both countries? So it's about 7,000 apiece. No, that is ridiculous. And these are like 10 times what the nuclear weapons were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima in World War II. Do we want to repeat what happened to them? Some of those people are still affected to this day with stuff from nuclear power that dropped on their country. To be honest, the government doesn't give a shit about the American people. They don't care if they send Jimmy and Joe as soldiers over the fight. They'll go, well, they'll die. We'll just get another guy to go over there because we're the government. We tell it like it is. We take no shit. This is like he said, she said bullshit. To be honest with you guys, you should listen to Alex Jones. A lot of you guys might think he's a nutcase or some of the stuff is far not true. I could believe some of the shit he says is not true. Some of the stuff he does say, you're like, wow, that is real. That is real. And when you search it and look it up, like this election, for example, Donald Trump is saying we need to be buddies with Russia so we can fight ISIS together. We can team up as two superpowers and take out that terrorist organization. But Hillary Clinton saying our worst threat is Russia. They keep hacking us, and if they keep hacking us, we'll hack them back. Or better yet, we'll bomb them. And then the vice president saying, well, hopefully the American people don't realize, or hopefully the American people or the public in general don't know what we're doing, but we're going to F them up. And we're going to do something, and it's going to be something big, and it's going to be very soon. Do you really need to threaten somebody like that? That's like telling somebody on like the schoolyard, after school, when you're walking through the bus, I'm going to kick the shit out of you and hit you in the head with a hammer. You're going to have your eyes open, looking around to see if that shit happens. Your eyes and ears are going to be open. And even Putin said in an interview, the American, the NSA, basically, they listen on people's phone calls, they listen on their allies' phone calls, they listen on other people's phone calls. But at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think if Hillary Clinton does win, she wants to take away the American right to have a gun, which is our right to have guns. And she's saying, no, we don't need guns. We'll get them red, and then I'll help get rid of the criminals that have guns. No, I think it's good that we have guns. If shit goes down, there's a war, we have the right to defend ourselves. But at the end of the day, I still believe Hillary Clinton is the worst candidate for president because she's been in office or in the White House or in Congress or in politics for 30 stupid years, and she hasn't accomplished shit. She always changes stuff. You listen to the shit that Obama said in 2008, and Donald Trump is saying the same thing today, and no one's listening and no one's smartening up. You gotta listen up, be a free thinker, stop listening to CNN and Fox News. That shit is a game. As always, remember to comment and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Is this shit real, that World War III is imminent, that could happen very soon? Or do you guys think it's this he said, she said type talk? But at the end of the day, guys, talk is not always the truth. It's if you talk the talk and you walk the walk. And just because we're a superpower and Russia's a superpower, that means World War III would happen. And a lot of the world hates America, to be completely honest with you. But as always, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll definitely talk to you in the next one. I gotta say, I'm surprised, not surprised with Hillary Clinton coming out saying, well, the people we fight are the people we're funding. How ironic is that? You're giving the rebels and all these people guns and money, but at the end of the day, we're still fighting them like they're an enemy. Doesn't make any sense. I'll talk to you soon.